Ladies and gentlemen, the final day of Jacksonville Jaguars mandatory minicamp practices are officially in the books, and we have a lot to talk about today in terms of some news, notes, highlights, observations. Travis Hunter once again working out with the offense, as well as some other guys we can talk about in today's video, and we're going to cover basically everything you need to know, including Travis Etienne taking some reps with the 2s, Tank Bigsby taking a lot of reps with the 1s as of late. We're going to break down everything you need to know. However, before we dive into this video, I do want to give a major shout out to all of the Jacksonville Jaguar beat reporters out there who work so hard each and every single day to get these highlights out for us, and honestly, without them, these videos are not possible to make. So go give them a follow. Jamal, St. Cyr, you got some other guys as well, do such a great job covering this team. So go give them a follow if you haven't already done so. And let's break down some big pieces of news, including Travis Etienne, over the first couple of days of mandatory minicamp, has been with the second team. Now, he does mix in with the first team, don't get me wrong. But Tank Bigsby has been getting a lot of the first carries, the first plays of 11 on 11, which is very interesting because obviously Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby, very different type of running backs. Tank is more downhill, welcomes contact, while Etienne is more elusive. He's a little bit more, reliable in the receiving game, or a lot more reliable in the receiving game, if we're being honest here. So that dynamic has been a little bit of a turn for this team, but they also have Tootin as well. Now, in yesterday's practice, we did see Brian Thomas Jr. go down with a little bit of an injury, went into the locker room, got some things checked out with the shoulder, came back out to practice, did not return to actually practicing. However, today, he was good. Everything was fine. He was practicing with the team. He was going through drills. Brian Thomas Jr. looks to be okay, which is definitely some good news for Jaguars fans around the world, that had a little bit of a kind of moment where they were nervous about that injury, but seems to be okay. He was out here today. Very good news for the team. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about some of the plays that happened during 11 on 11s. And again, big shout to Jamal. You can see his name at the top of the screen. Go follow him on X or Twitter right now if you haven't already done so. All of these little clips and little notes from 7 on 7s and 11 on 11s are literally coming from him. So as you watch Travis Hunter go through some of these little individual drill workouts, I'm going to break down some 7 on 7. So today we had Trevor Lawrence opening up with a short completed pass to Dyami Brown. Lewis is there for a quick stop. Again, go follow Jamal, man. He's such a great reporter. Trevor Lawrence came back on the next play, hit Strange, again completed. Eric Murray, the new safety from Houston, was there for a stop. He seems like he'll be probably a day one starter for this team going forward. We saw Trevor Lawrence find LaQuint Allen on a play. Dewey was in coverage, but again, another completion for the offense. And here's LaQuint right here. Now, obviously, we don't have the footage from the play. They're not really allowed to show 7 on 7s and 11 on 11s, but this is definitely a really solid pass catching back out the backfield, change of pace. I do like LaQuint Allen a ton, and I do think they'll utilize him in some sort of way this year, whether it's special teams or, if there's an injury here or there, put him in the game, man. Watch this dude work in open space. I think they'll love having him here. We also saw a pass to Brian Thomas, a short one. Again, a lot of short passes completed. We had Nick Mullins to Tootin in the short pass. Kaiser was all over the place in these 7 on 7s. Joshua Cephas, a guy who is continuing to break out, had one completed on the sideline. Caleb Bransaw was over in that area. Back over to Trevor Lawrence. We saw him complete one to Tank Bigsby. We saw an incomplete, a little bit of a bad throw from Trevor Lawrence to Travis Hunter. That went incomplete. We had one completed on a breaking route to Brown. Dyami Brown once again coming over from Washington. They really like his potential and his ability to stretch this field. Now, really quickly, before we get any further into this video, guys, do me a massive favor. Hit the like button if you want more of these updates throughout the entirety of this year's offseason. We're going to be covering the Jaguars through all of training camp next month. I believe it starts about mid-July, so we got you guys covered there as well as preseason, regular season, breaking down film for almost every single practice. We got you guys, or not practice, but game. Once the games start, we're going to be breaking down some film of individual players and overall team, offense, defense, whatever it may be. So make sure you guys stay in tuned, ready to go. And we got a bunch of Jaguars content all year long. Join the family. With that being said, let's get back into some more 11-on-11s for the first time today. We saw the first 11-on-11 was a handoff to Tank Bigsby. Brian Thomas had a completion towards him, or a target towards him that was completed. We saw Trevor Lawrence to Travis Etienne. Tyson Campbell was there for a quick stop. Dyami Brown, again, was really utilized well in today's practice. I feel like he's going to be a really big target for Trevor Lawrence because of his ability to get behind those safeties and just make plays happen over the middle of the field or deep sidelines. This dude's going to be really good for this offense. Here's some footage of Brian Thomas to kind of show you guys he's ready to go, man. He's healthy, working on some end-around action right here. Very interesting. I think they're going to utilize him in a different way this year because, again, there's a lot of different ways to exploit defenses, especially when you have the route running ability of Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas. You have obviously the speed of Dyami Brown. You've got Brenton Strange, who is a dynamic tight end. Now you have 3 to 4 running backs that you really like. This offense should have no excuse this year, man. They should be on 10 every single game. Every single time they have a chance to win. We also saw Trevor Lawrence pass to Brian Thomas again. According to Jamal St. Cyr, it was a beautiful pass over Lloyd, who was trailing in coverage. We had another handoff to Tank Bigsby, who again, in these 11-on-11s, was getting a lot of these reps with that first team. Another pass to Dyami Brown. We had Nick Mullins short to Parker Washington for a completion. We had LaQuinn Allen getting some handoffs from John Warford in practice day. Also some catches as well. He seems like he is really locked and loaded with that third team as of now. And then what was crazy about this practice was Travis Hunter went from practicing with the offense to boom, he mixed right in with the defense, took off that teal jersey, and was wearing white with the defense. Now, obviously, that is exciting. This is the first time that has happened since the Jaguars have started any practices, whether it be rookie minicamp, OTAs, mandatory minicamp. I would love to see the practice footage from him switching the jersey, going and taking some defensive snaps. That is exciting, man. But overall, really good practice today. Again, shout out to all of the Jaguars media members out there who work so hard to get these videos out for us and kind of allow us to make these videos. Jamal St. Cyr is one on Twitter X. You need to follow right now. I mean, if you haven't already done so yet, I don't know what you guys are waiting for, man. They do a great job. So hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.